Yo, guys. Welcome to the Blast from the Past movie podcast. I'm one of your hosts, CJ.
Joe Kill, keeping it real.
I'm Mike.
And you want to introduce your friend here?
And this is Ellie.
Hi.
Hey, Ellie, thanks for coming on the podcast. We appreciate you.
Oh, thank you.
We love to have a woman's perspective on the podcast. And I don't want to feel like the only person that don't know shit, personally. Because these guys make me feel bad because I don't know as much as them. And they make me feel bad sometimes.
You know what? Do your research.
That's true, though. But it's the podcast. We're talking about movies from the past and if they should or should not be remade. And sometimes we just rip movies a new one because they deserve it.
Or sometimes we just don't like them.
Oh, sometimes we just don't like them.
I don't want to be a hog. I don't want to hog that. I don't want to hog that.
Somebody got to cover it up, man.
I don't want to hog it.
You don't want to hog it?
I don't want to hog it.
Well, it's like your trademark thing to say.
It is, but you know, I like to share the love.
Just like Blake is like, that's like his trademark thing.
Yeah, but I like.
We gotta give Mike the trademark thing.
He can have mine.
You can have that one. You can have that one, or you make up your own. I don't know what you want to do.
I'll think of something for next time at least.
Okay.
Got you.
Okay.
Well, I kind of agree. I don't know. You got this whole. I don't know. You're just too damn. I don't know what it is. You're this guy. Anyway, so if you're tuning into the Instagram live feed, thank you guys for tuning in. Facebook Live, thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys got any questions regarding the podcast, feel free to type it in and we'll respond to it as quickly as possible. I see people waving. Can't see you because my phone's way over there. But hey, how you guys doing? We appreciate you. This is the Blast from the Past cast. And for those who don't know, we are covering all the movies. All the Marvel Cinematic movies in release order, all the way up to Endgame. Matter of fact, Endgame new trailer just came out today. So if you have, there it is. They were like on sync on that. That was good.
That's your thing.
Air horn. Okay. I got you.
And I'll have the soundbite ready next time.
Got you. Okay.
Also, tickets went on sale today.
And they're almost selling out, guys. So if you're listening right now, I don't care if you pause this for a second. No, just stay on this. This is better.
No. Don't leave this.
Don't leave this. Stay here. Stay here, right here. Tickets are on sale right now.
In case we get questions.
Okay.
So here we go, man. So like I said, we're covering all the Marvel Cinematic movies all the way up till Endgame in release order. And if you listen to the last podcast, if you're on SoundCloud, listen to the last podcast, or you was on the last Instagram or Facebook feed, we were just talking about that terrible ass Iron Man 3 movie. That terrible ass Iron Man 3 movie.
It had its moments, people.
And by the way, once more, I want to say, Shane Black, go to hell.
Anyway.
Don't make no more 3-part movies because you're terrible at this shit.
He's terrible at the third part.
Third part movies, yeah, because RoboCop 3, thanks. Terrible. Anyway, we're going to go to that. We need to come to that one day.
Like to say thank you for popping in, June and Sandra. Thank you, folks. Thank you.
Mike Cotton.
Hey, Big Mike, man. What's up, dude? That's the next big sportscaster right there, too. Michael Cotton, if you guys don't know that. Big next sportscaster next time. But we're going to go right into it, guys, and we're going into Thor: The Dark World. Well, it's Thor again. It's Thor again.
It was a thing.
So,
it was a moment in time.
It was a moment in time. So, obviously, we asked pretty much the same question. So, Mike, starting with you, man.
Okay.
What is something to take away from this movie, from the jump? Like, when you first saw this movie, it's like, that's something that people should know.
The only thing you really need to know from Thor: The Dark World is what the ether is and how it is actually just the reality stone.
Oh, so it's not Jay-Z's last album?
No.
Okay. I'm just saying. Wasn't his name Album of Ether or something like that?
I don't know.
Oh, my Lord. Why would you go there?
I'm sorry. No way. Because Jay-Z rules the planet. Duh. Thanks. He's married to Beyonce. Freaking A. King Queens.
True.
Sorry.
True.
So, the ether. Okay, go. So, what's important about the ether?
So it is the reality stone in Thor: The Dark World. That boring ass villain, Malekith, I think.
Yeah, Malekith.
Wanted to use it to basically reshape the entire universe in his version of.
He just wanted to dark out the universe.
I gotta say something, man, because you just said the name Malekith. Why can't they have some regular ass names?
Right.
Can we just have a Mel?
Wait.
Who's the villain? Mel. Because that's more scary to me. A regular ass motherfucking name is scary to me.
Malekith is an elven name. These are dark elves. He's not going to have a human name and be a dark elf. Sorry, it's not going to happen that way. You cannot have your cake and eat it too. Sorry, you can't do it.
All right. Well, I guess. I mean, I'm just saying.
And it's Malekith.
Okay, Malekith.
Malekith.
You see how hard it is?
Malekith.
That's hard.
TH.
Even when you had Lord of the Rings, you had ones that made sense.
Ellie got it.
Malekith.
Malekith?
Malekith.
Malekith.
Spanish or something.
See, because she's Spanish, so she
I'm not.
knows.
I got it.
What?
I'm not. I got it.
That's because you light skinned. Anyway. All right. Okay. It's a freaking thing right now.
doing that.
We're one there.
What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. I ain't saying nothing. Y'all racist. Y'all racist. Y'all racist.
Anyway.
Yeah, you're racist.
So back to Mike.
Mike don't.
No.
Never mind.
Back to Mike.
Go ahead, Mike. So explain to
I don't even
me
remember what we started with here.
something about Malachi for
Malekith.
Malekith. I'm thinking Malachi. I'm thinking
So
Malik. Yeah, those are names I can understand. Whatever. Go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
he wanted to basically just
Dark
bring
out the
darkness throughout the entire universe, and I guess somehow that was an ability of the Reality Stone. It's able to just reshape reality, as we saw Thanos do in Infinity War.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Blake? Just kidding, man.
Okay.
See how it hits you off.
Just to let you know.
It's the white part.
It's not. It is not.
Hey,
I don't have the curly hair.
Kills. Okay,
Thank
go
you.
Kills. Go ahead, Kills. I'm sorry, man.
What was the question?
Same thing I asked him, right?
What about you?
So basically, what are something you took away from this movie that people can take away from this movie going into Endgame?
Well, something that people can take away from this movie was it showed basically how a person can change. Sort of like I was talking about the Iron Man thing. It showed Loki's transition.
Okay.
Okay, I see that.
It's
Is that important?
It becomes important.
Okay.
It becomes important
It's
in
more
Infinity
important
War.
for Infinity War and
That's it.
Ragnarok as well.
That's right. That's it.
Yeah.
Ragnarok, but then again, it's another Thor movie.
Yeah.
So, but no, it really shows a difference for Infinity War, because I don't know if they're going to allow Loki to show up in Endgame.
That's true.
It depends on those time travel shenanigans.
Exactly.
So we're gonna like streamline to our guest right here.
Uh-oh.
Did you see this movie?
This is what I was telling Mike. Like, I totally don't remember the movie. Like,
Ah,
I
it's
do
okay. It's
remember-
okay. It's okay.
Not really.
It's just one of those forgettable movies.
It's a forgettable movie.
Okay.
But do you
I watched it. I like
Okay.
Thor.
oh, so you like Thor?
I-
Is it because he take his shirt off? Is that why? Yeah. See, you was right, kid.
I told you.
Right.
I told you.
Casting perfectly. Mike, you got any of that? You got some of that? Let me see what the mic.
20 minutes into the film, his shirt's off.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter.
It's sexy. You should be Thor for Halloween, dog. I'm just saying. Wear with a hammer and stuff like that, and just walk around. It's okay.
We'll get you some air.
Yeah, we get you some hair. That's all you need. Another. You got to practice the voice.
Another. I like it.
Yeah, look, you guys did that at the same time.
And they got
This is cute, man. They got the same little at the same time. Y'all crazy, bro. Anyway, so but you did like Thor,
I did.
which was cool.
I still
Okay,
do.
and you still like Thor, obviously, not just because he's.
Shout out to Robert.
Shout out to Robert. Thanks, Rob. Not only because he's handsome,
Not only.
because he is a little cute. I ain't gonna lie. You know, he's cute, man. I can admit I'm comfortable in my sexuality to say he's a handsome young man. He's not as good looking as me, but he's handsome. I should have played Thor. Imagine a black Thor. That'd be hilarious.
Did they have a black Thor?
No,
As far as I know, no.
I don't think so.
unless you count
had
the
a
guy
frog
with the key.
Thor.
The
Yeah,
key.
they had a frog Thor.
Thor,
Yeah, they had a
wow.
frog Thor.
Oh, are you talking about Heimdall?
Yeah,
Idris Elba?
yeah.
That's not a Thor.
Well, he close,
but it's
close
close
enough.
enough.
He's
Close enough.
really close enough to
See,
Thor.
Really?
see, there you go.
Really?
See?
He is.
Get the big ass knife and shit, which probably
Sword, sir.
He's
It's called a
sword.
sword,
the
sir.
big ass sword that probably produced the other things.
Anyway,
Don't mind me. I'm in the zone right now. Don't mind me, guys. I'm sorry.
Liddy says I like Thor too.
Oh, okay then.
who said that? Who said that?
Oh,
Liddy?
Liddy. Okay. She said,
Lady, what? Tell us what you like about Thor.
Yeah.
Please tell us.
yeah, his shirt coming off.
No, his shirtless.
Shirtless, his
His
necklace.
shirtlessness.
But there was no. I wonder if they never showed his like body if people would still like Thor. I'm just curious. Well, all the women just not like Thor if they his shirt didn't come off. It's like it's I'm just saying. Anyway,
It
we'll
is
go off
what it
Thor
is.
and
And I said that.
his sexiness. Anyway, so all right, here's the question. Another question I want to ask. Obviously, in Thor: Dark World,
When his shirt comes off. Yeah.
all right, in Thor: Dark World, do we see any other Easter eggs in this movie?
Like what kind of Easter eggs?
What are you alluding to?
Well, like going towards later Marvel movies. Is there any Easter eggs? Put it that way.
There is the post-credit scene, which of course shows the Warriors 3 and Sif dropping off the ether at the Collector, who
So we're introduced to the Collector.
Yes, who is going to show up in Guardians of the Galaxy
and Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah. So what are significant things about the Collector? Like, Alan, when you saw it, did you get that? Like, did you even care about the Collector?
I didn't. I just thought it was like part of the movie, and then. But it was surprising when I did see it for Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm like,
see, there you go.
And in all actuality, the Collector plays a bigger part than what they've actually shown.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
He plays a huge part.
Okay. So, I mean, like I said, we see that. And I think, isn't that the same in credits where we're seeing the Collector? Don't we see Howard the Duck? Is that on this one? Or
no, Howard the Duck was in the post credits of Guardians.
Got you. Okay, because that was a terrible movie, but I have it.
Howard the Duck was actually the first ever Marvel movie, way before.
Actually, technically, yeah, that's true. And it was the first Marvel movie created before
any of these movies.
And then after that was Blade.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So obviously, so it was one of those things that was.
Snipes.
Not to cut you off, Robert. Just to let you know, we're talking about Thor: Dark World because we're going through the whole MCU from start to end game.
Yeah.
Just to bring you up to date, we've already done.
Oh,
really?
I didn't.
Yeah, Blade is Marvel.
I love Blade.
Here we go. That's awesome.
Shirt off thing again.
Again, there you go.
If you can see him with Dark Wesley, like if you can even see the lines with Wesley Snipes because he's dark as hell. That's midnight right there, bro.
Come on, bro.
How do you keep talking about people's shirts off and shit? Because what kind of podcast did you start, Mike? What kind of podcast did you start? Mike, I'm mad at you, man. You started this podcast.
Actually, I can't. I'm gonna defend Mike. Thor started this shit.
Thor did start this shit.
Thor started this.
When we talked about Thor last week, yes.
Yeah, it did.
We did get into that regardless.
That's true.
Because, interesting. I just saw the connection. Female cast members. Thor shirt off. Now we got Lit talking about Thor shirt off.
Yeah.
Now we're talking about Blade. Blade shirt off. It's the female dynamic. That's what it is.
Except for Iron Man, because nobody likes Iron Man if you're a female.
Because
apparently.
Did we even see Robert Downey Jr. without a shirt off? No, we saw him in a tank top.
But people will want to have sex with him because he's funny.
This is true.
So there you go.
This is true.
That's all it is.
Well, maybe
see, there you go. See, there you go.
She went with the confidence.
She went with the confidence. Okay, there you go. So there he is.
So we have no shot.
We have no. Well,
okay.
No.
Back to the podcast.
Anyway, back to that. Thank you. So, what else can we take away from the Thor Dark World? That obviously this time we see the Dark Elves,
right?
Which I was very
and also the last time we see them.
Why was it disappointing? Why was it disappointing to see the Dark Elves?
Because to me, they only showed two. Really, you only got Malekith and
then the big guy.
Everybody else was all CGI.
Yeah.
So I mean, once again, comic book guy. There were more Dark Elves in the plot of Endgame, in Infinity Gauntlet, than what
the comic
or Thor, because they were in the comic. Mm-hmm. They were in the Infinity Gauntlet because they played a major role. Just like a couple of other teams that we shall remain nameless because they just now become part of the MCU.
Okay. Yeah, we won't go into those yet.
Yeah.
Well, they actually kind of were in the beginning.
Okay.
In the comic version.
Yeah.
So, was there anything about the movie that you like when you think about it? It's like, did you even care? Like, I feel like because you don't remember it, like it wasn't that memorable, right?
I don't.
Wait. Okay, other than Thor's shirt coming off and how many times it came off. Were there anything about the movie that you questioned? Because that's what we're here for.
You can say no, because...
Yeah, you can say no.
No, I don't remember it.
Okay, that's cool.
I seriously don't.
Well...
Sorry, guys, I wish I could
No, it's all good.
Anybody out there?
Yeah.
Please.
Well, then, do you have any questions about the movie for us?
Okay, I did remember... Okay, the Dark Elves, is that what it is?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the storyline?
All right,
the story is about the convergence of the planet alignment.
Okay.
Basically, at that point, if the ether is released, whoever's in control of the ether at the time can remake reality.
That's what it was. He was waiting for the convergence so he could spread it to the other realms.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what I do remember.
Well, the ether goes inside
Jane Foster,
Natalie Portman's character.
And
thank you, because a lot of people will not
Yeah, exactly. That part. And first of all, how was that related? Was that like something that happened?
Oh, now I remember. Okay, I do know.
Oh!
We're not there yet, Robert, but we will be coming up to that.
I did have it just right now.
So
How was she able to control that?
Oh, there you go. Great.
She wasn't. It actually shows that in the movie where she's not in control of it.
Yeah,
But she was still alive.
it was like killing her.
Yeah, it was slowly killing her. It wasn't.
Yeah.
It was pretty much like a very powerful cancer. Does that make sense?
It does.
Thank you, because they're probably not gonna say that.
And they were
So that was big tangent.
I do remember there was a scene where they're in Asgard and they're like scanning her with some sort of machine.
Yeah, it was an MRI machine. But
Yeah.
without the MRI machine.
Yeah.
And it showed the ether actually all through her body.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That I do remember.
Yeah, it was slowly killing her because it was too much power for a human.
Is it live?
Which
I mean, you can argue that all of the Infinity Stones do have a mind of their own.
case in point, Vision.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I get that.
Also, again, going into Infinity War, how Red Skull,
Soul Stone?
he says that the Soul Stone contains a certain wisdom amongst the other stones.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
So,
Okay. So yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Okay, here it is. Can you do without this movie?
yes.
Yes.
Sorry. I mean,
Was it made for no reason?
no, it was made for a reason.
What was the reason then?
Was it a valid reason? No. But it was made for a reason.
The reason was to make some money.
Yeah. No, the reason was to get Chris Hemsworth's shirt off.
Oh, that's what it was.
To get the female, all the females just want to go see this movie. That's it.
Yeah,
We're done.
Because I mean, one of the basic, and I hate to say this because I hate that I actually. Yes, Robert, it was a shitty story.
Sorry, what was the comment?
He said it was a shitty story.
Oh yeah.
Oh, hold on 1 second. Shout out to Keith, man, one of the original cast of Blast from the Past.
Oh, he's on?
Yeah, what's up, Keith? I see you waiting on this, man. I appreciate you, Keith, man. We gotta get you back on, man. We get some more time, get you back on, brother. So
But,
go ahead, go ahead.
It was honest and truly, and
Mm-hmm.
I hate to say it. Like I said, I hate to say it because I hate that I paid this much attention to it. They wanted to show him with his shirt off. They did that, but they also showed him wet. With the rain. Tell me, am I lying?
No, you're not.
And
I don't
women
remember this
went
part.
crazy for that scene.
What?
I went and seen it in the theater. Women went crazy on that scene. They went to
That was in the beginning, right?
Yeah, at the very beginning when he first
Yeah.
came back to Jane.
That's
After
right.
she disappeared, he came and showed up, and he was standing in. It was raining, and he was standing there, and he was wet.
How do I remember this?
You do remember
How do
this?
I remember this part?
See, because Chris Hemsworth was wet.
Just saying it like that. He was wet. And I'm out. Hold on. First of all,
Hey,
I want to know.
Flashing.
I want to know who came. I want to know who wrote this in. Was the director like, all right, so at this point in time, I wanted to rain. I want Chris's shirt to be off.
No, his shirt wasn't off. He was in armor. He was in his armor.
He was still in his armor. Yeah.
But the hair was wet, and yeah.
Yeah, but who came up with that? I mean, I'm pretty sure
the
there's a.
water going. You know, it was just a scene that made most dudes uncomfortable.
I feel.
Were they trying to evoke the Notebook?
I think they were.
Look.
I think they were.
I'm sorry, I'm about to say this, so please don't be
right,
offended. I said,
right.
is there a wet pussy patrol? Like, I think there's like written on here. It should be like it's like one girl on your staff that's just like, how do we make females come watch this movie? Oh shit, a rain fucking scene with his hair wet and then take his shirt off at least twice, and then I can be like, ooh, take a cigarette. Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm just curious.
Robert, just a touch. As far as Adam Warlock, Infinity Wars, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
We'll do that in the Infinity War podcast.
Or would that be Guardians 2 maybe?
We might touch on it in Guardians too.
Yeah.
But he was asking why he wasn't in Infinity War.
Okay. Yeah, good question.
Good question. Like I said, we'll touch on that when we get to Infinity Wars.
Definitely.
As far as Centurion's not going to probably be in any movie because he's OP, which for you guys who don't understand that kind of terminology, it means overpowered, which we already have 2 characters in it already, and I don't think Marvel's going to do it.
Overpowered. I mean, he has too much power.
He has too much power.
Oh, okay. Okay. So they just put 2 less motherfuckers in this movie.
Well, no, because in all
And
actuality,
and those 2 people we always talk about.
yeah, them too. But they
Terrible
mentioned
laugh.
Hawkeye and
he doesn't like Hawkeye. He doesn't like Black Widow because he says they're
I said I
irrelevant.
like them, but they should.
They're irrelevant. He
They
said.
irrelevant, and one or the other. You can't have both. Sorry to tell you that. You can't have both. Fuck all that. You can't have both.
So yeah, Rob,
ahead.
I'm glad you agree with me about. I'm guessing you're talking about Centurion. Yeah, we probably won't even see Centurion. We'll probably barely see Adam Warlock, to be honest.
Okay, Centurion. And wasn't Al Warlock black?
No, Adam Warlock is gold.
He's gold.
He's gold.
So he's black. We don't kick that for one for us. We don't carry that one for us. Shut up. Anybody that's not white, we carrying for us. I don't care if he's purple, pink, purple, green.
So Drax is black.
Yeah, he's black.
Okay.
Drax is black.
Okay. You think the white folks gonna let us take the gold brother?
Hell yeah. Gold standard. Okay.
Gold standard. You really
They don't give us Thanos. They don't give us Thanos.
Oh, yeah, they
don't give us Thanos. They don't give us Thanos. Yeah, that's a brother for sure. Snapping. Just like a black person.
That's a
Be gone. That's all you had to say. That's all you had to say was be gone.
back to Dark World, please. Let's go back to Dark World.
Oh, well, I had to be a dark world. Anyway,
Because they deal with the Dark Elves.
But they were all white.
No, they were white
I'm
face.
trying to find some way
They
to
were white face.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying to find some way to stress this shit out.
I got a question.
Okay, go ahead.
I got a question. And this is going to be a racist question. I'm telling you guys this up front,
Oh, man.
but it's not meant to be that way.
I'm gonna cover myself.
Mike, did you have a problem with going in whiteface?
Wait.
The Dark Elves going in whiteface. Did you have a problem with that? Because a lot of people have a problem with people of non-color going in blackface. So I just want to know how you felt about that.
Oh, that's true.
I mean, I don't think it means the same thing to us. So
Going whiteface.
Go whiteface, you know.
Damn.
I don't know.
He doesn't know how to feel about it.
He's like, I didn't want me to.
I didn't ask anyone to do anything.
Okay, just wondering.
Okay, yeah, we just trying that you feel comfortable.
No, I mean, I know how like they have it in actually a lot of like sci-fi franchises, how they decide that an alien is going to be alien because they're going to be ridiculously white.
Right.
Like that actually
They're
happened
albino aliens. Yeah.
Like that actually happened in the last two Star Trek movies as well. I remember it was also the case even in Stargate SG-1. If you
Did you
guys
just go
remember.
Stargate SG-1?
Yes, I
You
did.
are a fucking true nerd. Like that's the pinnacle of nerdness right there. No, I've seen it too. I'm just saying. Like, that's how I know how far the nerdness goes. If you watch Stargate, the first, you
got nerd cred.
You got nerd cred.
Well, I watched the original Stargate and could explain it. The movie.
Yeah, but
I love the movie.
yeah. See, I can't do all that. Y'all can merge on that. That's the other side of you coming out too. That's your side mixing with his side. Let that mix together. I just saw one.
Is that another light skin thing?
Yes. Yes.
So
I
anyway,
can't say what I really want to say, but it's okay.
Blake, I thought the Dark World elves looked like stormtroopers on D&D night. Hey, we're not gonna talk about D&D. We're not gonna have that.
D&D.
That's what he said.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes.
I know what D&D stands for.
We're not gonna have that, Blake.
All right, guys. So
Not all of our listeners.
we are going strictly off topic.
Well, we're talking about the Dark Elves.
We are talking about the Dark Elves being dark. I understand that. And then being
No.
white
Blake,
face.
the question Blake asked was about the Dark Elves.
Oh.
So we're not necessarily going off topic.
We're just trying to stretch this out because there ain't really much you can say about this damn movie.
Not anything good.
Not anything good.
No.
It's okay, but we rip Pooms and
Okay, so then let's go back to what you were kind of originally saying about Loki, his journey.
Yes.
So it's definitely arguable that Thor: The Dark World shows Loki being less of a villain. He does show kind of a little bit of loyalty, I guess, to Thor, but it is very wishy-washy.
Yes, it does go back and forth.
But that definitely does show more of the probably more of the classic Loki that we're accustomed to, and definitely more of the Loki that we see going forward in Ragnarok and Infinity War.
Because if a lot of people don't know about Loki, who is a Norse god, he's actually not evil.
He's not evil. No.
He's not evil. He's a trickster. He likes to play jokes. He's basically the Pan of the Norse world.
Pan.
Pan. The
Pan was a
Satyr.
Greek
Satyr.
deity, but
yeah.
Go
Can you explain that people
wait,
don't know, sir? Okay, you just can't say him out.
You're looking at me like you don't know.
Yeah, because I'm saying Pan. I'm thinking Peter Pan.
No.
See?
Pan.
Pan.
Pan, yes.
Okay,
Not
Pan.
Peter. Just Pan.
Top half is
Pan is
Top half
different.
is human, bottom half is goat.
Oh.
Plays a little flip.
Oh, the Greek myth guy. Got you.
Yes,
Yeah, the Greek myth, not God, but the Greek
Mike said
mythical
that.
creature. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay.
I was looking this way. See, you just
Okay.
see, thank you. I wasn't the only one over here. See how they do me? See how
I know, right?
Hey,
Oh,
that's why we
James
put you in the middle.
That's why I put me in the middle. That's right. 'Cause I'm just a anyway. That part. I'm like, I don't even know what. You're like, I was listening to you, and then I look at your face, I'm like, you're too fucking cute. So I'm like, this guy's kind of cute. So I'm like, I'm leave it alone. All right?
So yeah, but
cute.
to
ugly
me,
guy. Just saying.
to me, this movie, Dark World, actually touches on what, like you said, what Loki's true essence is.
Yeah, because I would say if you skip the Dark World, you kind of wouldn't get where he's coming from
Ragnarok and
from the first Thor and Avengers
Really?
to Ragnarok. Yeah, because you'd be like, oh, when did he kind of develop kind of a soft spot?
So basically, we're saying that all Thor movies are bullshit Loki movies. Like,
yeah,
all Thor movies are just Loki.
More so than Thor movies. Yeah.
more so than Thor movies, because the transition for Thor, him going from the battle hungry, I don't want to say teenager, but that's basically
The guy
what
who
he
wants
was.
to flex.
Yeah.
As I said last week.
Yeah, the guy who's always flexing around. He kind of turns, but he really doesn't because he's still flexing.
Yeah.
Where Loki is actually transitioning and changing.
I want to add something to this, and this is kind of off topic, but still on the same topic. Who else could play Thor? If you had to recast Thor, who would you play?
Who would I recast?
Yeah, who would you recast? Just curious.
I know that if it was made in the 90s, it would have been Brad Pitt.
I can see that.
But I'm talking about, yeah, let's go.
If it was made in the
But
90s.
right now, today,
Yeah.
Michael Jordan. Oh, sorry.
You have to be a fan of our podcast and know why we keep saying Michael B. Jordan. You don't. It
Okay.
started off with
I
yeah.
probably missed it.
Okay,
but-
Yeah, you missed
I
that.
didn't see it though.
Yeah, see, like, I didn't see it though.
Only because she
I have a problem with
watched
that.
she watched Creed.
She watched Creed.
You might see Michael B. Jordan without a shirt on. But
80% of the time. Yeah, 80% of the time. Or he's also like that in Killmonger. So
True.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
yeah.
True.
So anyway,
But
when we
I-
cover Black Panther, guys.
Yeah.
More
honestly,
shirtless stuff.
Who else? I mean, who could you see? Who could you see?
Liddy is saying his brother Liam.
That's true.
Okay, Liam. Oh, obviously that makes
Liam.
sense. But
Actually,
now,
I think Liam
What'd you
was
say?
originally considered for the role.
Yeah, he was originally considered for the
Yeah.
role, but Chris is bigger.
Yeah.
Chris is more
He
muscular.
is the guy
He's more
with
muscular.
thunder.
Oh Jesus.
damn man, my couch over there is okay. Like, put the ring out the couch.
Come on, man. Come on.
Oh, you on Chris Hemsworth? You on him?
Bring it down a notch. She might not come back. You're
My bad. My bad.
You're a little rough.
My bad.
We want her to come back.
I'm sorry. My
But-
apologies.
Oh, shoot.
I'll be good.
Oh.
I'll be good.
You know who I'd like to see play it, but
Yeah.
he would play it completely wrong? Seth Rogen.
Rogen?
He would play it completely wrong.
say Seth
Yes,
Rogen?
I did, because I'd like to see Thor comedic.
All right, you ready for this one?
Actually, I would like to see Thor play like it is in the comic where Seth Rogen plays Blake.
Okay.
How about this one?
And then you can have Chris
You about
Hemsworth.
to kill me on this one though. You about to get mad.
What you gonna?
Read my mind right now.
I don't want to read your
my mind. Who am I thinking about?
I don't even want to look in your eyes right now, bro.
He's not gonna get this.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get it at
Are
all.
you ready for this one?
Go ahead and say it.
No, John Cena.
Oh, okay.
John Cena playing Thor?
No.
What?
No.
What?
No.
I'm just saying.
No.
John Cena playing Thor.
He's got the physique, but
He got the physique for it.
I don't know.
He's more comical than anything.
See, Kurt got me. Kurt even said, he laughed and said Seth. See? Shout out to you,
I
Kurt.
can
Shout out
see the
to-
angle with Seth, at least for the Donald Blake.
Yeah, Donald,
Somebody said The Rock.
God.
no!
He's already a demigod.
No!
That's right, he played Hercules.
He played Hercules. Let him.
No,
Greek
that
mythology.
wasn't the one I was talking
Oh,
about.
Moana.
Moana.
Oh, that too.
Oh,
You can sing though.
Maui.
Yeah, he played Maui.
Maui.
Yeah.
He's always playing a god. Anyway, thanks.
Or demigod.
Or demigod.
Maui.
So who? I mean, okay, no, The Rock. I just
Superman.
okay. All right, now if I'm not saying John Cena though, and I'm saying just physique, and I'm thinking about it, and shit. Man, right now I can't even like picture. I'm not good with actors' names. I'm good with names,
but I wouldn't be good at picking someone for a role.
That's
what we do.
Part of our podcast.
That's part of our original podcast. That's how we usually do things.
For recasting.
For recasting. But I don't. Yeah, right now, on the top of my head,
we got another Jason Momoa. He probably would have been good if he wasn't Aquaman. Yeah.
That is true.
Wow, I would take Jason Momoa.
I would take Jason Momoa.
Okay.
I mean,
or for you got fans, Khal Drogo.
Khal Drogo. Yes.
That's it.
Do you have his? Okay. Oh man. Okay.
Wait. No, I don't got him.
Wait a minute. Kurt said, for you,
What?
John Cena, not tall enough.
Not tall enough. Oh.
The Rock for, was that Lydia?
Liddy.
Yeah, I think Liddy said it.
The Rock is too famous for that part.
Wow.
This is what another...
Too famous is, yeah.
He wants too much money. The movie is not that... He wants too much money.
Okay.
Jason Momoa, we can definitely all agree
I can see Jason Momoa or his wrestling counterpart, Roman Reigns.
Okay.
Roman Reigns playing.
He looks like Jason Momoa.
Yeah, that's true. They do look the same. Are you trying to say all Samoans look alike?
No.
Okay. That's what he's saying, guys. I'm teased by himself.
No, I'm not saying that because
you leave him alone.
Because I'm a wrestling fan.
Yeah.
And I can honestly say that Roman Reigns and the Usos, they favor, but they don't look alike. The Rock don't look nothing like his family. They don't all look alike. They not like they put on us. We don't all look alike either. See? Don't look alike.
No.
None whatsoever.
No.
Okay. But anyway.
Okay, I was just curious some other people that could play Thor, and I was just curious about that. But what's your guys' final thoughts on Thor: The Dark World?
Honestly, could have been left off.
Okay. So we said the last two movies could have left. You said Iron Man 3 could have been left off.
Yeah.
And now this one could be left off.
Well, I mean, if it's a Thor movie, if you're watching it to watch Thor, no, it could be left off. If you're watching it to figure out Loki, yes, watch it.
Okay.
Unfortunately for me, one of the best parts of Thor: The Dark World was that they tied into it with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. right after, and they had Lady Sif on a few times.
Yes.
Who?
Lady Sif?
Lady Sif.
The chick.
The chick.
Yes, the girl of the Warriors 3.
She's got dark hair. Jamie Alexander.
Oh, gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
You needed a
I needed something because
they brought her on
the only girl warrior in the movie.
Oh.
Because they didn't have Valkyrie yet.
Okay.
Valkyrie doesn't show up until Ragnarok.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, we keep on alluding to Ragnarok because that's probably one of the best ones. But anyway, we'll get there.
It is the most watchable of the Thor movies.
It's the one that makes the most sense because of the Thor movies.
How does Captain Marvel tie in?
So Lydia asked, how does Captain Marvel tie into Thor: Dark World?
It does. She does.
Are you asking for Thor: The Dark World, or are you talking about for Endgame?
So she asked, can someone explain that or off topic?
Explain how Captain Marvel ties into the whole scheme of things, or just Endgame, or are we talking about Thor: Dark World?
Yeah, if you're talking about Thor: The Dark World, there probably isn't any tie-in at all. But if you're talking about Endgame, we'll get to that.
That'll be the last podcast of this.
It will be the very last podcast.
Right before Endgame comes out. And like I said, we're doing all these in release order when they're released into the...
All right.
That's right.
For Endgame.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll get to it.
We appreciate you guys. Yeah.
Keep watching.
Yeah, keep watching. We're live every Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening. So you can always catch them up. Or if not, you can go back on the SoundCloud.com and just put in Blast from the Past movies, all one word, and you can hear all our podcasts that come out and release. And release 3 a week. So
for this series,
releasing 3 a week. So next one will be out tomorrow, and then we got one Friday, and then Monday, and then so forth, all the way down. And so definitely we'll do that. So, but anybody have any other questions out there before we get off Thor: The Dark World? If you have any more questions right now, be the time to comment on Instagram or comment on the Facebook to let us know what you are thinking or something you guys have on your minds. This is the time, guys.
Please
come on.
Send us a question because.
And Lydia, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you tuning in and listening and
lots of
commenting all the questions. And I love
Robert
it.
Wilson, shout out to you again. Kurt Broom, shout out to you again.
Yeah.
Blake, get your ass here.
Yeah, Blake had a meeting. Oh, by the way, guys, I don't know what area you guys are in right now, but Jay, who is Jeremiah White, who's usually one of the people on the podcast, he actually has a comedy show tonight with Kelly Jean Brown, who also is usually on our podcast. And they both have a comedy show tonight in Long Beach at Agora Cafe in Long Beach. And it starts at 9 o'clock. It's a bunch of up-and-coming artists that are doing some comedy. And it's going to be a funny-ass show. I'm actually going there right after this. So, so you can see us down there. Well, see me down there at least. And I might surprise somebody and do a set of stand-up. So I might, it'd be a small little treat. A small treat, because I'm funny as hell. Anyway,
Funny looking.
I'm funny looking. Time out, homie. Look, let's get this right, okay? I'm nowhere close to funny looking, okay?
Look at that face.
Look at his face. This
Look
is
at that
sexy.
face.
People pay for this shit. Look at this. See how it's in frame? Boom. I am sexy. I'm growing the beard out, too. I thought I'd do that, so. I just got this. My boy got me a shirt. Oh, shout out to my boy Raul, man. Raul always a
I
person.
think he was one of the ones watching too.
Yeah, he always tunes in, man. He's a real one, man. Always tuning in to the podcast. He's always talking to me about the podcast. He very much enjoys it. So he said you guys are freaking hilarious. You guys know so much about it. Oh, also Michael Woodson. Michael Woodson's another guy who's always on our SoundCloud and he listens to every podcast. So Michael, if you're out there, man, appreciate you, man, for listening all the time. Super fan, man. I appreciate. And like I said, guys, this podcast was brought to you by people who just love movies and people who want to give you the real life insight. And the reason why we're doing the whole entire Marvel universe is for the people who are not truly comic book fans, but just want to know something about the movies or know something to take away from the movies to go into Endgame. Because some of you girls out there, not gonna say any names, some of you girls are out there who are just going because your man is forcing you to go. And you're like, I don't really care. What do I need to know? You know what I'm saying? Because Endgame is going to be a combination of all the movies, you know, essentially, you know, it's going to be the last, well, at least the last Avenger movie. It's not really the last Marvel movie per se. But also make sure, we said tickets are on sale now, guys. So make sure if you haven't got your tickets, the tickets are going on sale today. They're about an hour and a half ago, I think they started going on sale, and you can get them on Fandango.
I had a friend who was buying his tickets way earlier today.
Yeah, see, so never mind. So they've been available since today. So if you haven't got your end games,
since this morning,
Since this morning.
yeah. And I have to say this before I get off the air. If you're a GOT fan, and if you don't know what GOT is, that's Game of Thrones, the best show created.
Well, if you're not a GOT fan, then you wouldn't know what it was. But if you were a GOT fan, you would know what GOT meant.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I'm sorry. I messed that up. I'm just so excited, guys. We got 12 days. 12 days to the premiere
Of the last season.
of the last season, guys. I can't freaking wait. Also WrestleMania this Sunday.
It's Sunday.
WrestleMania is this Sunday, so if you guys make sure you guys tune in. I was
One Punch Man is coming up as well.
One Punch Man's coming up. Yeah, there you go. We got some good stuff coming out in this April, May, you know, and then also we got Shazam, which I'm whatever. It's out. I haven't heard too many good things about it, but it's DC, so who cares?
Well,
Nobody cares. Who cares about DC?
Well, I'm gonna agree with you on that. Mm-hmm. But also, every movie, especially comic movie, has been on the news for breaking records.
That is true.
I haven't heard anything on the news about this movie.
Oh my God! So Lydia, I didn't know you're in. She says I'm in Boston. Wow!
Shout out to Boston!
Shout out to Boston, East Coast. Man, yo, I've never been to Boston though.
You know what? You want to know something else? I'm gonna say many thanks to you because I know what time it is there.
Oh, that's right. The time difference is crazy. It's about 4 hours ahead. She up late.
She's up late.
3 hours.
She's up 3
hours ahead. Yeah.
Shout out to you.
Thank you.
So it's like 11 o'clock for you.
Yeah, it is.
11 o'clock.
What's this emoji she got here? Oh, she's celebrating. Woo woo! Yeah, I've never been to Boston. I've been to New Jersey, and everybody in New Jersey. I'm in Jersey, and everybody went to Hoboken, New Jersey, and everybody told like this in Hoboken, New Jersey. I don't know why, but they told like this. I went to Cake Boss.
You did?
I went to Cake Boss.
You did?
Yeah. Shout out to Cake Boss, buddy. Get at me with those cannolis. I'm not saying that right. Don't get mad at me. I'm not saying that shit right. He's like, what? It's a cannoli. I'm like, my bad. That was so racist, me doing the whole Italian thing like that.
It was a little bit.
It was a little racist.
Just a little bit.
Sorry.
It's okay.
It's all right. I'm like, we strung this out, guys.
That's part of my light skin.
We were waiting to see we were just seeing if you guys had any more questions, but if you don't, guys, we're gonna sign off though. But once again,
we got one more coming to you though.
Keep in
That's
mind,
right.
we got one more coming.
We do?
It's already 8:00.
Oh, it's 8. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So
I guess we'll wait on that one.
we are going on that. So once again, guys, if you guys have not subscribed to the podcast on SoundCloud at SoundCloud.com and you go to Blast from the Past Movies, all one word, and our podcast will pop up. You can see all our podcasts. We're thinking about 42 up there, not just the Marvel ones, but old school movies as well. Also, if you're on iTunes, just search Blast from the Past Movies, all one word, or search CJ the Host, all one word, and it'll come up on your iTunes, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Also, if you guys want to let them know, podcast is out there. It's pretty dope. It's called Bros Before Hoes. It's one of my homies. He's a host of the Harlem Globetrotters. He does a pretty dope podcast. So make sure you turn into that, guys.
Bros Before Hoes?
Is it Bros Before? Is it Bros Before? Bros with no hose.
With no hose.
With Bros with no hose. My bad. So yeah, you can find it.
You giving somebody else props.
Yeah, my bad, because that got a good podcast. You know, I got
No. I'm saying you giving somebody else props because you gave away our podcast. But anyway,
Bros Without Hose, I think.
bros and no hoes.
Bros with no hose.
With no hose.
With no hose.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we looked at it earlier.
Wait a minute,
One or
bros
the
in
other.
North Hollywood? No hoes.
Stupid.
Oh my god.
Anyway, guys, this is go ahead.
This has been
This has been the Blast from the Past Movie Podcast. I've been one of your hosts, CJ.
Tokyo, keeping it real, and get at us on our sites.
Yeah, definitely, man. Please, SoundCloud it, iTunes it, Instagram Live it, Facebook it, message me. I got you. All right?
Right. And I'm Mike.
I'm Ellie.
And
We be out.
We be out.
Bye.
Peace.